hit. And so now, Brad Little of Woodbury and Jared Wadsen of St. Michael. 44-3 sophomore in Little and a sophomore in Wadsen. On deck, Dante Sauce-Daring of Elk River and Creed Peterson of Hastings, and then R.J. Renardi of Owatonna and Leo Tuklovich of Shakopee after that at 160. Brad Little in on a shot and a single leg, and he's going to whip it around, and they're going to go out of bounds. We'll look at the 152-pound bracket. Zach Hansen on top. And Brad Little is the 3 seed here against Wadsen. Wadsen again wrestling for St. Michael in the team tournament yesterday. Brad Little on top here, but Wadsen trying to get the single leg shot here. Quarter Nelson's here by Little, and he's going to get the go behind attempt there, and he's going to get his 2. And it's 2-0 Little, who's got a 3-quarter Nelson here. Well, he did. But Wadsen able to fight it off.
Result, mat number 8, 145 pounds.
Sometimes you have to wonder how much wrestling in the team tournament takes out of a wrestler like Wadsen, who gets a reversal on Little, and he's going to tie it up at 2, and he's looking for a near side cradle on Little is Wadsen, but they're going to go out of bounds. You know, sometimes, like I said, you wonder how much it takes out of, you know, the teams, the guys that wrestled in the team tournament yesterday, and then they're wrestling today. And it's a lot of wrestling. I mean, if you have 3 matches yesterday, and then you have to wrestle, you know, at least 2 today for sure, possibly 3 if you fall in the wrestlebacks. And it's a lot of wrestling. I mean, you pick up, you know, 9 matches or so in the state tournament this weekend. You know, especially if you place. And Little in on a Granby roll attempt. He's going to come out, pop his head out. Right now, Wadsen has a headlock, but Little trying to get back to his feet, and he does. He's got an underhook, does Little. 3-2 now, and that's going to be the end of the first period, as Little does just enough there to get out and get an escape. And we're going to have a little bit of time here for blood, possibly. I'm not sure. 2-2, start of the second period, has not started yet. They're still talking to Wadsen of St. Michael. They might be evaluating him for a possible concussion. Because they're talking to him right now like, yeah, they're going to his head, and because he got hit in the head somewhere in that late first period scramble. On deck, Dante Sauce-Daring of Elk River and Creed Peterson. And then R.J. Renardi of Owatonna and Leo Tuklovich of Shakopee. A rare under 500 record for a state tournament wrestler in R.J. Renardi at 160, 14-19 sophomore. So again, that's kind of a rare thing in the state tournament to have a wrestler with a below 500 record, but he still deserves to be here. He got through his section, and he deserves to be here. So, anyways, yeah, they're still looking at him for a concussion. Now, that's a 5-minute clock. You get a 5-minute head neck injury time, and this is not the standard minute 30 that a wrestler normally gets if they have some other injury. That was a kind of a recent thing in the last few years that they call, if they call for a head, neck, and cervical injury, they do 5 minutes, and then at the end of that 5 minutes, if they say that they cannot continue, then the match will be over. But I don't know how hard he got hit, because it did not seem like he really got hit all that hard, did Wadsen? In the scramble with Little there near the end, but Little must have hit him just right or something that he, caused him to take this head neck injury timeout. Now, if there's a second one, I believe that Wadsen would be done. If he hits hitting the head again or something, then they would. I believe that's you only get two of those. On mat 8 now is Aiden Erickson of Hastings and Patrick Kabisa of Hopkins. Ben Cousins, the head coach of Hopkins, getting a couple of guys here to the state tournament, so congratulations to Ben and his Hopkins Royals. And 2 minutes now and 10 seconds left. They're going to stop at the injury time now, 2 minutes and 9 seconds. And they say that Wadsen is able to compete here. And Little kind of taps him on the shoulder, says, are you okay? I'm glad you're okay. Because you never want to see anybody get injured in a match in the state tournament. And, you're out there battling each other, being warriors, and, you're not necessarily friends on the mat, but you do care about your fellow opponent. And so good to see Brad Little recognizing that as Little goes down, Little's down. Wadsen's on top to start the second period. And Wadsen has an arm behind the back of Little. Little's back to his feet, and he's looking for a switch, and Wadsen's just going to let him go. And it's now 4-2 Little. Mat 8, Aiden Erickson ahead of Kubisa. Both wrestling on the Sock Center Melrose mats. A couple of new mats for Melrose. Of course, every state tournament mat here is all new mats for each school that is represented. And then they get the shipping as a neck wrench attempt there by Wadsen and a roll through there by Little for the takedown, and it's now 6-2 Little. And so schools get to they purchase the mats, they get to display them at the state tournament, and then they get delivered to their high schools for nothing, as in exchange for the displaying the mats in the state tournament, the shipping costs are covered. The only mat here that is the odd mat as they go out of bounds with 51 seconds is Partyville Bulldogs, mat number 2. That is not a Minnesota team. That is actually a Wisconsin team. So I'm not sure how that mat ended up here at the Minnesota State Tournament, but just an odd thing here to see. A non-Minnesota mat there, the Partyville Bulldogs. So they're getting themselves a new mat, and also some coverage here displaying at the Minnesota State Tournament, but not the Wisconsin State Tournament, which happened last weekend. So I don't know if there's some mix-up there as Little picks up. Wadsen brings him back down. Nice switch attempt there by Wadsen, but fought off there by Little, and 30 seconds left in the second period, and they're going to give one to Wadsen. I'm not sure what that was for. He must have locked hands, maybe. I didn't see it.
All AA wrestlers stand ready. We're going to roll right into AA.
And so there's the announcement that the A wrestlers will be on deck. Although they said AA, but I'm pretty sure it's A, because AA was first. And there's 5 seconds left. They call stalling on Brad Little. 5 seconds left in the third period. Or excuse me, the second period. And a roll through attempt, but Little's going to maybe no back points awarded as he had his foot on his head trying to bring back these. Okay, so there they correct themselves. Single A is on deck. So they corrected themselves here. The PA announcers did. So Class E is on deck here as they have not taken the mats yet. And they'll get their first round matches once the AAA matches are concluded, but they're just going to continue rolling in here. They will not wait until all AAA matches are done. They're just going to keep rolling as Wadsen takes down to start the third period, and a minute 50 now is left on the clock.
A coach from Kimball, please report to the head table.
Creed Peterson on deck, and Dante Sass-Daring of Elk River, and then R.J. Renardi and Leo Tuklovich of Shakopee. The following couple of matches. And another Granby roll attempt there by Wadsen to his feet. Nice pick up there, and a mat return by Little.
Your attention, please. Cito Tuttle from Stillwater. You are up on mat number 1. Cito Tuttle, Stillwater. You are now up to wrestle on mat
And they're looking for Stillwater Cito Tuttle.
Thank you.
He's supposed to be up on mat 1, but they have not. Oh, there he is. He's standing over there. That was unnecessary. I don't know why they had to call him over there. Anyways, now Wadsen's back up. Nice switch attempt there. And Little staying with it. And a switch attempt again by Wadsen. And he's not going to get another technical violation on Little. Must have clasped hands again? Or are they calling that for... Can't be for the mat return because he was returning him in a timely manner. It's got to be for locking hands. Of course, in wrestling, you cannot clasp or lock hands around the body without an arm without an arm. And Watson's going to get away as Little lets him go. 6-5 now in favor of Little. But a couple of penalty points here have put Little in a little bit of a dangerous spot here. If Wadsen can get a takedown, he will go ahead here with 55 seconds left in the third period. And a slide-by attempt into a shot, and Wadsen has it, and he's trying to... Little is fighting it off. He's cross-facing hard, got a whizzer in. He is fighting. Throwing his hips in. He hasn't gone down yet. And they're going to go on a bounce with 24 seconds left here in the third period. Little clinging to a 1-point lead. Wadsen in a shot. And Little's got his ankle, and he's going to, well, let's see. He's holding him here. He's going to sit on top of him now. Wild scramble, he's going to have maybe two. No points awarded, and he goes down. Wadsen gets the takedown with 10 seconds left. And the third, you can see Joe Gagelko of St. Michael going bananas over there. And it's 7-6. He says, stay under the arms, according to of Little, as Little's going to have to, he's taking a few seconds here trying to gather it. He needs to get one to tie it back up very quickly here with 10 seconds. As Little now set, and he's got his head down. He's got to get away. He's going to roll through, and they're calling back points, and Wadsen's going to get those. Two more. It's 9-6, a final, as Jarret Wadsen defeats Brad Little, the 3 seed at 152 pounds, and Wadsen comes away with a big victory there. What a ride that was.